how I think Manchester United line up against Arsenal first game of the season if Bryan Mbeumo is our final signing of the window. But first, so then guys, as you all know, Manchester United are stuck at the moment in a situation where we cannot bring anybody else until we sell players. We are stuck with Jadon Sancho. We are also stuck with Antony, we're stuck with Garnacho and Malacia. There is talk of Casemiro potentially going, and also we have Rasmus Højlund, the infamous Rasmus Højlund. However, first game of the season against Arsenal, this is how I see Manchester United lining up. And let me tell you guys, it ain't pretty. So as you can see, we go with Xerxes up top. We have Ugarte in the midfield with Bruno Fernandes. Now we know that Bruno Fernandes is more than likely the project this season to start in central midfield. Now we also know that Bruno has a tendency to wander around his position. He has been seen in left wing, right wing, as far as up top, and sometimes at the back there. This guy has a free role to do what he wants. Now with the new season approaching, with the signings that we have brought in, with Acuna and with Bryan, you would expect Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes to be a lot more disciplined in the way that he looks at his game. We absolutely need to bring in a player, however, who can come in and do the defensive work, be structured behind him, and be willing to pick the ball up from the back three when it comes to us starting our attack. Too many times Manchester United have been seen to struggle when it comes from a goal kick. Evidently the ball gets played from the back to the midfielder and we normally lose possession, and it's just a wave of attacks back and back. And with Ugarte, this is my concern. Ugarte is known for tough tackling. This guy will tackle anybody. He would tackle your mother if you asked him to. However, we have seen in so many situations Ugarte picking the ball up, turning to pass, and his passes often go awry, even out of play, or sometimes they just get picked up by the opposition. So what are we doing here? Manchester United are in danger with this new start, this new Ruben Amorim way of playing football, of tripping ourselves up before we've even started going. With Manchester United with Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes, I fear, in fact I know, that is a midfield that will be pulled apart every game. Now if you look at the goalkeeper, Onana, the curious case of fucking Onana, we have seen so many times this guy make mistake after mistake after mistake. He was brought in from Inter Milan to be that ball-playing goalkeeper, and let's be honest, it's never got started. This guy has been a liability every week for us, and I fear that Manchester United going into another season, the most important season for years and years and years, that this guy could be a big difference in what we do and how we end up this season. Not to mention up top there, Xerxes is someone that a lot of players love. He's got such a good reputation with the boys at the squad. So many posts this pre-season, you've seen Bruno saying, they ain't ready for you this season. I ain't ready for him either. I know people talk about Xerxes, the fact that he's got skills. Yeah, I've got skills. What are you going to do about it? But this is the thing. What does he do about it? He has ultimately said he's not a striker. He is more of a 9.5. Is that who we want leading the line for Manchester United? We have the creativity of Bryan, and we also have the creativity of Cunha. You would like to think with that creativity, that will spell goals for the person who is up top. However, I don't see this with Xerxes. Xerxes is not a striker who will go out there and get you 15, 20 goals a season. We saw a lot of it last season with him and with Rasmus. The goals just dried up. A striker for me can get you anywhere between 15 and 20 points a season. They are ultimately the difference between the ball going in the back of the net or spooning off into the stands or out for somewhere else. Maybe even a throw-in. That's where we've been. I feel like Manchester United, if we stick with this formation, with the players that we have, are destined for success. Did I say success? I meant absolute failure. Manchester United cannot line up with these players and expect themselves to be competitive in what the plan is, which we all know is Europe. So what would I do? Who would I bring in? And more importantly, who would you bring in? We know through several outlets that it is 3 positions that Manchester United are looking at this season. We know they need a striker. We know it's a CDM due to the lack of pace, as Ruben Amorim said in the friendly against Leeds, and we also know it's a goalkeeper, a bloody goalkeeper. That is what we need more than anything. So let's have a look at the team that I would love to start the first game of the season against Arsenal, and here it is. Ollie Watkins up top. This guy is a goal scorer. He is a Premier League proven goal scorer. Ruben Amorim has said several times that he wants someone that can come in and do the job and knows exactly everything about the league. And Ollie Watkins is your guy. This guy over the past 3 seasons has been one of the top scorers in the Premier League. Assists have been brilliant. This guy knows exactly what it takes to be a goal scorer in the Premier League, holding the ball up, dragging players out of position, and more importantly, allowing other players to move up the pitch and be in more attacking positions. So Ollie Watkins, for me, is who I'm going with. That is my main target for the striker. We've spoken about Sesko several times. We've spoken about Mateta. Mateta I would love. I don't see that being a position that we will fill from Crystal Palace. I don't think the money's there for that. Ollie Watkins, could it be something with Garnacho? Who knows? Now, as you'll see, I have put in there Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz for me, £30 million from Juventus. Could we do something with Jadon Sancho here? Could we utilise that relationship that we are building with Juventus at the moment? We know Juventus are in the same situation. They need to sell before they can buy. Could we use this to our advantage and bring in, and I'm going to say it again, another Premier League proven player? Douglas Luiz, known for his fantastic spell at Aston Villa, left the club to go to Juventus, left with such high regards from a lot of people in the Premier League. This guy comes in and I think he mops up with Bruno. And also, this guy brings goals. This guy, dead ball, is fantastic. I honestly feel like it is a match made in heaven to bring this guy to the Premier League for Manchester United. And then we go to the goalkeeper, and as you can see, I've gone with Lammens there. Lammens from Royal Antwerp. There are reports that this guy could come in for around 10 to 15 million pounds. 23 years old, whole future ahead of him, highly rated, which is fantastic. This goalkeeper would come in, wouldn't probably start very much in the Premier League, but we have the ability here because Onana will be going to the African Cup of Nations. This guy could come in and be ready to be called upon. We've seen the struggles with being there, and I think this is a no-brainer for Manchester United. Now, we have the struggles that we need to sell to buy, as I said before. I think with those 3 players, you're looking at around about 80 to 90 million pounds. Is this something we could do with the outgoings? I want you guys to decide. I want you to put in the comments below with the team that I've got here where Manchester United would have a realistic target of finishing this season. I genuinely feel like that is a team that is completely and utterly confident from me to go and get into Europe. Now, as I've said before, and I want you to remember this, Manchester United getting into Europe is no longer Champions League. We are not there yet. However, Europe is the Conference League, is the Europa League. Manchester United have never done back-to-back seasons outside of Europe. Ruben, if you're listening, boys more importantly, let's make sure this doesn't happen now. Make sure you like and subscribe the video, drop the comments in. What would you do? I'll catch you on next time. 9 PM every night, live as always. Dan United, Oota!